Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Powered by Panasonic. Co-powered by IndusInd Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and now time for your favorite section where I do some plain speaking, where I put out the right perspective, where I put out my opinion, and where I fight fake news. And this is the section called The Nation's Sharpest Opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, on the nation's sharpest opinion, I now have come tonight to warn you about fake news. Though, as you know, one of the biggest problems in modern times, when there is so much information that filters out without being checked and gets published, has been fake news. So there's a lot of fake news of late. And the biggest fake news story over the last 48 hours, 72 hours has been that the poor Mughals have been erased from our school textbooks. And then some people are taking all principled positions on this, doing innovative headlines, putting out innovative clickbaitish point of view, putting out incredible anger in their opinion, and lamenting the death of Indian democracy, and talking about how there is no balance in the intellectual discourse anymore, and soon they will talk about how there is a backsliding of democracy and how we need to look forth to North America to understand what democracy is about, ladies and gentlemen. And I say to those people, stop putting out your fake news so shamelessly. This entire point which has been made out here, that the Mughals have been irrevocably removed from our history textbooks, that henceforth there is no mention of the Mughals, the great Mughals, the wonderful Mughals, the literate Mughals, the imaginative Mughals, the architecturally magnificent Mughals have been erased from our school textbooks. So the question is, has everything about the Mughals been dropped? And the answer is no. The second question will be, has most of Mughal history been removed from our school books? And the answer to that would be no. The next question would be, and please don't be surprised if you've been reading the wrong newspapers, have chapter on Mughals been completely removed from our NCERT textbooks? The answer to that is no. For truth be told, in the class 7 textbooks, there is still a chapter on the Mughals. Have students who are opting for history in high school, will they know nothing about the Mughals? For that is wrong. For class 11 school students of history will still be studying in the part on empires about Mughals. Class 12 students, instead of 2 chapters, will have 1 chapter on Mughals. And if that is such a big problem, I can also turn around and ask, what would these pseudos want? The entire book to be only and only about Mughals. Would that make them happy? Viewers, one-sided facts should not be put out. Now, there is a political lobby put out by rather bad lawyers who do bad poetry and write terrible, inarticulate things on Twitter, and you know who I'm talking about, who are saying, oh, but we won't know about the 2002 riots. To such bad lawyers who write bad poetry in bad form, I would ask, and of course, I'm saying this humorously, I would ask, can you please tell me which Congress-approved book of history had entire chapters on the 1984 riots and a dissection of Rajiv Gandhi's famous comment that when a big tree falls, the earth shakes a little? Which Romila Thaparization of Indian history had that matter put in perspective for analysis? Which class 12 or class 10 answer required students to explain and go into details in the chapter on contemporary history on what Rajiv Gandhi meant when he said that? So these people, when they teach us history and objectivity, I can only laugh at them. Viewers, they talk about how certain chapters have been removed, and my argument to that would be, I am told that a chapter on Cold War era has been removed. I think it's great, because while you can refer to the Cold War era, you may not need an entire chapter on it right now. You may need to know other aspects, because we are not living in the Cold War era. And this is the age of multilateralism. So to have a Ronald Reagan perspective and Mikhail Gorbachev perspective of present-day history may be irrelevant. It's 30 years old or earlier. Viewers, it's a question on perspective. If there's a chapter on American hegemony in world politics which has been removed, we are being told, and people are angry about it, it's been removed because the Americans are no longer hegemonistic. It would be oxymoronic to talk about American hegemony in world politics when that is no longer the case. And similarly, some people are lamenting the fact that we are not having entire chapters on the Industrial Revolution. Well, this is the age of artificial intelligence. You can refer to the Industrial Revolution, but the Industrial Revolution is not the thing. There have been many more technological revolutions since the Industrial Revolution. I mean, it's like saying, why don't we have one whole chapter on how the steam engine was invented? Because it may not be the most relevant thing anymore, and it may not be the thing that all our students and teenagers need to extrapolate all the facts out of. So there are some antediluvian people, outdated completely, who want their version of history to be read by our students. Well, that is not the cornerstone of this moment, and that is why I believe spreading the fake news, spreading the false news, knowingly uttering falsehoods, like saying the poor old Mughals are being completely ignored, is completely unacceptable. Let's debate.
A hoopla was created over the deletion of portions of the syllabus of NCERT textbooks. Some peddled claims over history being defaced under the Modi regime. Some accuse the government of peddling hate.
NCERT ने जो चीज़ों को उन्होंने चैप्टर से निकाल दिया, उससे हमको बड़ा ऑब्जेक्शन है। अब आप ये बताइए कि आखिर आप क्या करेंगे? आप ये निकाल रहे हैं कि गोडसे ने गांधी को इसलिए मारा क्योंकि वो महात्मा गांधी हिंदू मुस्लिम यूनिटी के कायल थे।
Others say there are many strands of history left untold.
जो मुगल है, मुगल के विषय यहाँ हम लोग को हटाना है देश से। यह ताजमहल जो शाहजहां ने बनाए, वो 4 नंबर पर जब शादी किए उनके नाम से 4 नंबर वाला बीबी मुमताज के नाम से शाहजहां ने बनाए। अगर प्रेम के निशानी हकीकत में थे तो उसके मुमताज गुजरने के बाद और 3 बार क्यों शादी किए? शाहजहां ने 3 बार और शादी क्यों किए?
The NCERT has repeatedly said no curriculum trimming has taken place this year.
प्रश्न है कि 12th की किताब से मुगलों को हटाया, गलत है। कोविड-19 की वजह से सब जगह बच्चों के ऊपर प्रेशर था कि कैसे वो अपनी इतने कम समय में पढ़ाई करेंगे। इसके लिए पूरे देश और समाज से ये महसूस किया गया कि बच्चों का वर्क कंटेंट लोड कुछ टेक्स्ट बुक का कम करना चाहिए। उसके लिए रेशनलाइजेशन का प्रोसेस होता है। ये जो लोग डिबेट कर रहे हैं ये अननेसेसरी है, गैर वाजिब है, इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है।
It's a face-off over the telling of Indian history. Let's debate.